you might have to have a conversation of damn PG, like you talking about bully ball this season, but it could be a little season too late. Like, or maybe 3 seasons too late, because you should have been on that really off
I mean, the Clippers just fucked up in general. They went and got a 2-guard point guard that can't guard shit. So I don't
Hey, bars. Like snaps, like what was doing?
Like that song, man. That shit, that was horrible. Matter of fact, put that in the blooper reel, nigga. That's
going on the intro. What you mean? Like, look, they watching us right now, dog. They're watching.
Yeah, put that in there, dog. What's happening?
That's crazy, and the scary. It's so disgusting too, because he was actually able to guard folks. Like I remember him actually putting effort into guarding. He was right.
He was.
I'm not gonna say he stopped him, but he
drafted to play defense and be a 6 man. And then he said, "Fuck all that, score and make the money."
What's up, everybody? It's your favorite show, Get a Bucket. I'm your host, Train, as usual. Hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful day. And as you can see, we got my guy on the screen, Jordan. Jordan, hey, bro, before we start the show, I forgot to ask you this off camera. My bad. Is the new G14 classified? I figured as much. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, for now, yeah.
I just want to make sure. Okay, guys. That's why you peep. Okay, discretion is key. Yeah. That's cool. All right, cool. Everybody just know I'm happy for this brother. You know what I'm saying? He's doing good big things. He's going to continue to do good big things. I'm proud of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, whew. It's amazing. How's everything with you, man? How's everything with you?
Everything's amazing, man. Living a dream. Happy, loving life. Hopefully be able to share this news next couple shows, but just enjoying it as we get through it.
That's bad. I appreciate that, my boy. Look, ladies and gentlemen, as y'all all know, this is called Get a Bucket. But normally I do like to talk a little bit about life sometimes. Jordan, that's just not going to be on this episode, though. We're going to speed right through it, my boy. Time is money. Money is time. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, we're just going to go right on into the show, okay? Some of these people we do know and love. I did say some. Rookies. NBA rookies, okay? That's what we're talking about. Co-rookies, to be exact. 2 situations kind of come to mind. And I thought of these because I was going to go one way in terms of a topic, and I kind of changed it up a little bit. But LeBron James and Carmelo Anthony, right? And then you had Ben Simmons and Donovan Mitchell. Now, between these, this should have been 2 sets of co-rookie of the year situations, in my personal opinion. Worst case, like I still believe Melo should have got it, but I get why Braun should have got it. What's your which situation I guess comes off worst to you? The Braun Melo Rookie of the Year award race, or the Ben Simmons Donovan Mitchell award race? And the reason why I say it is this. One, I think, is more narrative-based than the other. The other hits the point where I think you said, or I think you told me one time, you don't necessarily agree with the rookies which have sat out a year should be part of the Rookie of the Year award. So which one was more egregious to you out of curiosity?
Well, looking at both situations, right? The tough piece is one of them aged well, the other one didn't. Right. So if we look at, the Melo versus Bron, did Melo win that Rookie of the Year? Absolutely. In my opinion. Led his team to the playoffs, average similar, slightly better numbers that year. Whereas Bron, he was egging on from the stands in Denver. But Bron, of course, has a far better career. So like on the list of accolades, you just throw that on the end of his, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to have the rest of that list of accolades and go, well, who won his Roy? Right? Ben Simmons and Donovan Mitchell, they aged horribly. Looking back at the numbers with 16, 8, and 8 versus 25 and 5 from 6'1" guard. I think looking at raw data, maybe we should have swung D Mitch there. But at the same time, Philly's success and the narrative push of Ben being like, the next Magic Bron type of guy, right? We thought that would age in the same fashion that Bron's did. So, you know, with stuff like that, the career tells the full story, right? Um, like it's not like a Grant Hill, Jason Kidd, where both of them just ended up being phenomenal players, right? And it made the most sense. Like Melo and Bron, they both went phenomenal players. One much greater than the other on paper, right? Donovan Mitchell and Ben Simmons, we don't know if Ben's ever going to play to the standard of his rookie year again, right? Whereas D Mitch is still giving you 20 plus 5 and 5. Now, should a second year player be allowed to be in the rookie race? I don't think so. And that I think we discussed this off camera. We were kind of trying to figure out where we stood on the idea.
Yeah.
Though not playing in Ben Simmons and even Chet Holmgren right now, right, where it's like Chet versus Vic. They started their first year. Being 82 games with the team, the training staff, the travel, even if you're not playing, that prepares you far more than walking out of college or coming from overseas. You know what I'm saying? Going from a 35 game season to an 82 game season. The travel, the level of training, the money that you can put into your body coming off of that injury in terms of health and wellness. Like in this case with Chet, well, nobody's saying Chet's about to be a 50, 40, 90 guy last year, right? But he's been in an NBA locker room for a full season.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like he may not have been, full 5-on-5, but he either had the training staff of the team or the training staff that he can afford with millions of dollars, right? In his home gym, running his 3-on-3s, 2-on-2, 4-on-4 drills to get back in shape.
Right.
So I don't think it's fair. It gives the sophomore a leg on the rookie.
And I do hear that, right? So like let me just make sure I get the answer. So would you say it sounds like the Ben Simmons Donovan Mitchell one is the answer because one, it aged worse.
It aged hard.
Two, you view the rookie of the year one like that. That's the more egregious thing to you, the added extra year because it's an advantage. Which again, I do hear. I guess my thing was one. I guess growing up, we were always told well, it's okay. It is what it is, and sometimes you are supposed to challenge what adults tell you. So to that credit, I do hear you. I also say though, like let's say for example, let's say there was a world where I don't know, two really good stars come together, right, or get drafted, and then or supposed to get drafted, and one no, I'm sorry, one gets drafted before the other, right, gets injured, comes back next year, and he beats out this other talent. To me, I would have thought that's fair personally, just because that's been the standard for the longest time. But again, if you want to challenge that standard, I do hear that as well because you do get an extra year. You are around the team now. There's like someone like Chet's injury, for example, right? You are recovering, so you're not really gaining that physical advantage of much because that's rehab in comparison to somebody who's coming up. I understand you are like working out with NBA talent, but coming off their injury though, like, do you feel like that's a setback like that? Because I remember Julius Randle came and it felt like a setback. He took out a whole year.
Well, I think. Well, I mean, when you look at like we're talking specifically Chet, dude looked like he gained about 10, 15 pounds of muscle, right? To me, eye test looking at him, he's better built. He's a little bit quicker laterally. And on top of that, his moves are more crisp. Like, yes, he was on an injury, right? But, and I believe it was the foot injury. Yes, foot injury. That doesn't limit his ability to shoot. It doesn't limit his ability to lift, at least with his upper body. While he's going through his rehab, he can still be working on jumpers. Like, right now, the biggest thing between him and Vic is not only the wins, which, of course, he's on the team with Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. He was going to win this game. But it's not only the wins, but it's the shooting splits. Like the shooting splits are the thing that looking at Vic versus Chet,
Yeah.
You have to lean. He's shooting 50, 40, 90. Vic is looking like a regular rookie. He's shooting 30, 40, right? 30, 40, I think like 70s, 80s for free throws.
Okay. Okay.
Which we can check that. The dude's been shooting around for a full year. No college courses. You know what I'm saying? No BS trainers with a
I mean,
nutritionist and
now
flying.
what about something now to this point though? I don't think Vic was out there at the same school, you know what I'm saying, as Chet was. Like it seemed like he
Yeah.
was able to play a little bit more freer. He had a little bit more of an advantage to your point too. So I mean, would you let's say they both got drafted the same year, would you give that advantage to I guess would you say, all right, well, I'm gonna give a little pass or a little leniency to Chet because of that? Because Vic got to play a lot.
Because Vic was a pro in France.
Yeah.
Um, that's an interesting point. I not
Because the
necessarily.
overseas
Um,
is more than college now. Because LaMelo got a little advantage playing overseas, similar to Brandon Jennings too. Like I do think there is a market for NBA or at least NBA aspirants to go overseas opposed to college because you can get that structure. You could say G League as well, which I hear that too. But again, overseas, I think there is a decent amount of benefit from that. But not everyone can actually handle that too, though. But
yeah, but you still don't have. But even with Vic coming from France, he still doesn't have the access to the training. Still doesn't
so it's
have.
that level. So you feel like the level of
It's,
training in
it's,
NBA versus everybody else is that much different. That's what's going to give you that leg up.
yeah,
Okay. Okay.
it's the level of training and the lifestyle. Like
Okay.
he's in a locker room with pros. Like he's at shoot arounds with Shea, Giddy, Dort. You know what I'm saying? Like he's working out with either trainers on the team, which most pros that are top 5 on their team, not
Mhm.
even really using the team trainers. We going out, we grabbing this dude who we can pay this lump sum of cash, you know what I'm saying, on a retainer or what have you. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And this guy will keep me right, right? It's like it it it's like okay, he got a red shirt year in the
Yeah.
NBA. like he got an NBA red shirt year, bro.
I mean, that
and
is
he
what
still
happened.
got
That
the
is what
money.
happened.
You know
I,
what I'm saying?
I think what does it for me, Jordan, I ain't gonna hold because like you're not wrong in what you're saying, right? You're not wrong. They get an additional
Yeah.
year. It is an advantage in the day, right?
Yeah.
I think my problem is I done seen these brothers play too damn much basketball over at Rico Hines, bro. Like I done seen them have too much access to NBA players, dog. Like I've seen
Yo,
that too
but
casually.
that don't
Like
mean they can afford these dudes, bruh. Look, just because you great and you can pull up to the gym, just because you get a pass, right? Garnett, I remember Garnett was telling the story about how he gave Scotty a bucket. If Scotty ain't giving the number to his trainer, like what are we talking about right now? Just because he in the gym hooping with them guys, don't mean that I don't hoop to get some pros. He ain't
bro,
go, hey yo,
hey,
man, here's the number to my nutritionist. Like it's on retainer, bro. I got you.
well,
Ain't that ain't
look,
happening.
hear me out though. Hear me out though. To be fair, it's a different time though. Back then, folks won't really trying to like, they help you out, but they won't really try and help you out. They're not really trying to be friends like that. Nowadays, people try to be more friendly.
That
So they might
sounds
try to
great.
ingratiate you. They're trying to help out the kids. You know what I'm talking about? They
That
kids.
sounds amazing. They ain't getting the same level, bro. I might look. I might let you sit in on my Tuesday workout,
uh,
right? I'm a Steph Curry, right, or something like that, right? Let's say I got a young guy who, he coming out of Cleveland, North Carolina. Something I really like this kid, right? For some fucking reason, 6'3" guard, similar to himself. He pulls up, we hoop, we exchange info. This high school or college kid, he still got a schedule. So he pull up to work out with me twice a quarter, if that. You get to see what it feels like and go home, right? Whether you replicate it or not, up to you. But you're really only getting to see what it feels like and go home. Like the only guy where we can maybe give an advantage to is Elijah Arenas, I think that's his name, Gilson,
or Bronny,
right?
someone like that.
Yeah, like Bronny, Bryce, because them kids been raised in it, right?
What about someone like Mikey though? Because like Mikey had hella access to NBA like players, and see that's my thing. He not no one. I mean, he cool. Don't get me wrong. When I make
Yeah,
this statement, it's no slander. he nobody special. I'm nobody special either, ladies and gentlemen. Like
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? Like
absolutely, absolutely.
so, like it's
Yeah,
tough.
but when you say Mikey Williams after you finish say Mikey Williams, who's the other name?
Imoni Bates. We can say Cooper Flag. No,
These are kids at camps. These are camp highlights you're talking about. Like when we talking about the AAU circuit, like okay, they got pros at the game, and they get to go to the pros camp, right? I remember when I was in high school, Siobhan Goodman, who was out of Philly. You probably don't know his name because he screwed up bad. But we was playing against him. He was at the Bron camp taking photos. He on Sports Illustrated crossing over Bron. He the next thing to come out of Philly. He ends up, you know what I'm saying, not going to that school no more. Now he's somewhere playing the center. He ain't going to camp no more, bro. It's the camps. So it's like, yeah, you get pro exposure,
yeah,
right? And if a trainer wants to throw you a bone so that he could, you know, because some of these trainers are smart, right? They might give him a couple free joints so they can get them on camera, you know what I mean? Take a little piece of that. You
yeah.
know
Well,
what I'm
I
saying?
did take him under my wing. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's me right there. That's me right there.
get
He
some of
wasn't
that
good enough
pro
about me.
mode. When you get to the lead, don't forget about me, young buck. You know what I'm saying? But but you know, other than that, man, like these kids, like even with the NIL, you only got 5 kids really making money. DJ Wagner is the better player than, or was a better player than Bronny in college. We haven't really seen him. I mean, in high school, we haven't really seen him in college development yet. But him and Rob, how do I say that kid's name? I don't know, but Rob, he also went to Kentucky, another guard like 6'2", 6'4".
Yeah,
They were better players than Bronny. Bronny's the one getting the $1 million sponsorships because who's his pops,
that last
right? So
name.
even with the NIL, these dudes that's top prospects can't afford that. So if we're really looking at it, like the only advantage is maybe like a pros kid versus the kid coming out of, you know, San Bernardino, California, or some shit like that going to the league, right? But you know, being pro overseas or being on the high school circuit, the AAU circuit, working out with, even if you're on Mike Bibby's team, you're still not getting Mike Bibby and Sacramento's training level.
Okay,
So
okay. See, I always think because like, and I'm gonna just bring it to life real quick. Um, Mentors, right? If I
mhm.
know I have access to my like one of my mentors, I can always hit him up and he'll respond. You know what I'm saying? So like if I
Sure.
ever need to get advice or if he has a regimen that he does, I'm sure I could like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Can I get that right quick from you? And he'd send it to me and I can practice. I can ask any questions I need to. It's not to the same level, yeah, that the NBA has it. But I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure that these boys ain't too far off in terms of they trainers. Like, hey, like let's do this, let's do that. So that's what I'm thinking too. Like
But that's the
I give a
thing.
little I give a little pass on them 1 year boys because again they ain't getting no they got not a second on the flow. And like you can
Yeah,
train
no,
all you
like
want, you can
like
study all you want to, but application is a little bit different, brother.
like
Trust
I
me.
agree that it's unfair. I agree that it's unfair. You gotta take that up with your Lord and Savior. Because at the end of the day, if you ain't play when you was a rookie, you're not a rookie no more.
That's
It's
tough.
something.
That's tough.
It's not
That's tough.
like it's
So
tough.
look, so look,
It's
all right.
tough.
So look, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this, right? Because you brought this topic up, and we're talking about rookies to
Mhm.
the G League. Okay,
Yeah.
just elaborate for the folk what you meant by that. Just for clarification. Just for clarification.
Well, looking around the league, I saw something, you know, on the gram. That's my major source of media, of course. 27-year-old man. And it was a glaring like 15 first round picks have been pushed down to the G League. And you know, you with the draft, they call it the lottery for a reason. It might work, it might not, right? Like there's sometimes you draft some guys that don't necessarily fit your team. But when I'm looking around the league, man, it's a lot of over the last, I want to say 3 years, it's been a lot of questionable draft picks that their growth has been stunted by the fact that they ended up where they ended up. Like when Atlanta drafted the point guard, Boston drafting JD Davis, Davis, I think his name is, Amoni Bates to Cleveland, Cam Whitmore to Houston this year. Like why? And the Thompson twin to Houston. Like why are you drafting these kids that play the same?
I didn't mind the Thompson twin one initially.
I did because man, you went, but okay, you don't mind it, but you signed Fred VanVleet and Dylan Brooks in that offseason. Both of them the $20 million contracts plus. You playing the guys you paying. That's the 1 and the 3, and Jalen Green is your franchise. That's your player. That's franchise guy. But you're him and Sengun. That's who you're building around right now. So these two rooks are going to come in here and take Jalen Green's numbers or his minutes.
So let me ask you this, right? Let me ask you this, because the rookies to the G League, right? I hear you, because you stunting growths on players, or at least you could be stunting the growth of players. I also do hear some players saying, "Hey, send me to the G League. I want tick. I want reps. This, that, and the third." So, like, I do hear that aspect as well. Is it okay to draft somebody, have somebody like, let's use Jalen Green and Cam Whitmore for example? We had that discussion about Jalen Green being 6'4", but he lost 2 inches of height on that day. That was breaking news. I was very
the puff gave him some size.
You know what I'm
They
saying?
had to put they had when they measured, they put the little joint on your head.
Yeah, you got it. They didn't even right there on the top. I feel it.
Yeah.
So, like, what if they think, you know what? Let's see if Jalen Green can be the guy that gets us over the hump. And if not, well, we do have this other guy that we've been training for the cheap in Cam Whitmore, like a little stash project. We've heard people of projects all the time, and there was a little trepidation about Cam Whitmore adjusting from college to the NBA, if I'm not mistaken. Now you look at Buddy, you saw him in summer league, he did his thing. Is that an issue? Is that fair to do though? Maybe you want to stash somebody, because I mean, it is fair. Like, I can get an all-star talent on a really low deal. That could be good business. Maybe as a business people, but
so look, bro, I hear that. That sounds amazing, right? Trade Jalen Green, don't sign those 2 players, and then you figure it out from there. Like, and not for nothing, that's not easy to do either. I think that, you know what I'm saying? And when we were talking about it, my potential kind of solution for it, bro, there needs to be an expansion team, because we got a lot of talent in the NBA right now, young talent specifically, and the league keeps getting younger. That every team got struggles with vets, right? Like, all the old heads, like, ain't enough old heads in the locker rooms for guys to really know how to be professionals, right? On and off the court. Situations like the Zion, we don't need to, you know what I'm saying, go in depth on them. But so it's not enough vets in the league. And then even now, we're looking at it where the young guys ain't got enough spots, because the people that's getting the picks already got a young guy in that spot every time. Mm-hmm. So you got young guys who could, like, imagine Cam Whitmore gets drafted. Of course, this is layout. Just give me some grace here. He gets drafted to Portland. Because we look at Scoop began the season averaging like 4 points a game on 9% from 3. You put Cam in Portland, he might give you the same 4 points per game on 9% from 3, right? He might. And then he might also end up giving you the same 10 points, 13 points per game off 34 from 3 as the season progresses. Because we act like a lot of these guys don't get better from reps in the NBA. They're rookies. You know what I'm saying? So having them, like, though I respect, like, yo, man, send me to the G so I can get some tick. Or, yo, why did you draft me knowing I won't go play? Like, that's more so my issue with it. Like, what you got me here for? Like, why did you draft me if you know you signed Dylan, you keeping Jalen, you signed Fred? Like, okay, KPJ situation is unfortunate, but realistically, you got 4 1, 2, 3s that can easily be starters on that team before you picked up this 19-year-old kid that ain't played a day in the league. And then the other one.
I mean, so there is going to come a point in time, though, right? Because Rockets weren't winning. Like, they just have not been winning. They kept getting low draft picks. And it's like, you know what? Eventually, a team going to strike gold at some point. Eventually, something's going to happen where, you know, you're going to start winning just a little bit more. But before that happened, like, they had just drafted old boy. Like, and I kind of I get you on the timing, because you want to develop your players. You want to get your reps. Practice does make perfect. I do think, too, though, with a team like the Rockets, you bring in Ime Udoka, you might feel like you got a shot right now to make the playoffs. So let's bring in. Hear me out. Hear me. Just hear me out. Just hear me out. You bring in Fred VanVleet and Dylan Brooks to show players, hey, this is kind of how to be a professional in this sort of sense. I understand Dylan Brooks gives that ignorant persona, if you will, right? I don't
It's like
think Fred
25.
VanVleet. You said what?
It's like 25.
Dylan Brooks.
Man, man.
In today's league, though, he's been in the league for a couple of years now.
And that's a part of the problem. That boy like 24, 25, man.
They also got Jeff Green too, so that helps out. So you got that trio to come in to show you one how to be a professional, how to be resilient, how to I think that trio. I had question marks on it as well, especially Fred VanVleet getting $40 million. That hurt me, and I'm not even trying to hate. I'm glad the brother got his paper, but from a
Hey Fred, I love that you got that money. Send me $1.
yeah, I'm happy for bro. I'm happy for bro. But yeah, that was a little tough though. But looking at it, I can say, all right, maybe they want to teach these young boys how to be professionals. Because I mean, again, everybody that I just listed off, even Dylan Brooks,
Yeah,
I do at least respect them as NBA players.
I hear like I'm with you, but the age of the NBA vet 7 years ago was 34, 32, 33. A guy like 35. Now the NBA vets are 26, 27, 28. Miles Turner was just on the pod talking about, yeah, man, I'm a vet in my locker room. I'm like, dog, ain't you younger than me, like, buddy, you a vet?
Yeah, no,
In what world?
No, yes.
Like that's like, and so I like the signing of yes, at some point you like, because mind you, I'm a Philadelphia fan, so I fully understand drafting until you eventually find whatever you need, right? Because we did that, we screwed it up, but we still did it, right, to some degree. So I hear you on it, but at some point you have to, like Philly did, stop drafting. Like at some point, how are we going to use these picks?
But I think
remember, if we talk in Philly for a second, if we could just put our microscope right for a quick moment. Michael Porter, Nerlens, Okafor didn't work, right? Got him up out of there. Then we go. It was like Markel. This isn't in order, by the way, folks.
Yeah.
Markel, Ben, like Zaire Smith, Joel, right? Once we got all those random guys on that team, okay, we got to get rid of some of these dudes.
Yeah.
Right? Now, did we get rid of the right ones? Not necessarily. I would have much rather kept Nerlens over Jahlil Okafor, right? Specifically. I maybe give Markel another year, right? Or maybe not draft Zaire Smith and get Jaylen Brown. Hi, Jarice, how you doing today? But
or Michelle Jeremy, like you could have kept them.
Or maybe I get Jason Tatum when I swoop them out of their pick 6'4", 6'10", right? But that's not the point. You know what I'm saying? At some point, I got the players. Let's start swapping or trading down, getting some vets from other teams in drafts. And then we're picking specific job guys. Even if you can't trade those picks to go get a Brown or a KD, right? We all been played by league or by GM on 2K before. After a while, you got too many stars, dog.
Interesting.
Now you got it. Now, okay, cool. I got this 5th pick or this 7th pick. Look, I give you my 7th pick for the 18th, for the 18th pick, and that 35-year-old marksman off your bench.
Okay.
So that then I could draft somebody who could just come in and do a job. He probably a 4-year college student, right? Or a college athlete, or he's a guy from overseas that just come in and do a job, or I could pocket him, right? Keep him overseas, keep a cap space. Like at some point, you have to be able to do that, right? But a lot of these teams, like Atlanta, got Trae Young, signed DeJounte Murray, and drafted a point guard in the same season. You
I
keep
mean,
Trey, you sign
I,
DeJounte Murray, and you draft a point guard.
I feel like they did that because of they realized they might need a backup plan.
The
Like
Boston
I think that's what some teams do, honestly.
I
Because
hear you.
like you said, like, you keep losing, and it's like you might just want to take the best available
Mhm.
talent. Like I think that's what the Rockets did. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
So
okay, I
I
hear
think
you.
sometimes you do mess yourself up like that. Like for example, as a matter of fact, oh my god, this actually worked out really nicely. You would have thought I planned it out this way. But the Pistons, for example, you know what I'm saying? They've been kind of jammed up, which personally I talked about this on the show. I said there was going to be a storyline with the Rockets and Pistons. They could sneak into the playoffs. So Rockets, I appreciate y'all for listening to the show. Thank you. Pistons, y'all need to get y'all ass on this program because y'all are messing up egregiously. I saw two and something.
Hey,
I saw two wins, brother. I forgot the loss count. That was egregious.
no,
Like, you know, it was two. Trust me. I don't feel, you know, it was two. So with this Pistons team, I think they've done the same thing that we're talking about. You keep losing, and maybe they're not drafting. Like, actually, what do you think they've been doing? Have they been drafting for fit? Have they been drafting the best talent? Like, have they had
so
healthy bigs? Like, what you think?
so I first and foremost, I want to say Pistons. I wish you hadn't watched the program because obviously you heard what I had to say about Trey's take and the Rockets. Um, I'm glad y'all didn't listen to me that day, right? For your sake. But Detroit, I think Detroit's in the phase that we were in, right? Before you get the guy, you got some guys that the guy can fit with, right? Like you gotta remember they got like six centers, right? And they've gotten rid of like three of them. But they got a bunch of like four undersized centers too. All of them are 6'10", 6'9". I think James Wiseman is the biggest one, but he ain't getting no minutes.
6'11". I think him and
Um,
Duran are both six, listed at least as
no,
6'11".
during 6'10". I go by 2K. You know what I'm saying? Look. I look at the rosters, but 2K ain't
Heights
lying.
don't matter no more. Heights don't matter
2K,
no more. If
2K
he's
only
6'9", he might be 6'7" or 6'11". We don't,
look.
you know what I'm
2K
saying?
only lied about Kevin Durant, and that's because they said he was 6'9" for 3 years. But we all know that man is 7'4". But what's your name? You got Bagley, you got Dern, but Dern was hurt for forever. You got Isaiah Stewart, who's like he's a 5, but he's 6'8" and he's a 4. Really, he's just a boxer in the wrong sport. You
Which
got
is crazy because he was like number 3 in high school coming out of like it like that was wild to me when you
yeah,
go
he
back.
should he should
Yeah.
he should look at like MMA and football or something. I think he'd be real good in like those, and that's not like he just plays. He fueled a little too much for basketball.
I mean,
But
you kind of got that vibe when he charged that Braun last year.
yeah, yeah, he did. He did. Um, but what's the name? You got Cade. He's a 6'8" guard, right?
Mhm.
But like he doesn't have the most dynamic or athletic game to him. You got
Okay.
Thompson, who is I would say another guard. Bigger guard. He's like 6'6", 6'7",
Yeah.
something like that. Another point guard, but he is more athletic and dynamic. But you got Cade, right? Cade. Then you got Jaden Ivey. Don't really know what we're supposed to be doing with this kid who's 6'2", and you know what I'm saying, don't want to pass the ball, must be your primary scorer. Like their team, they got a lot of good starters,
Mhm.
but they don't have the star that those starters would pass to or should pass
Ooh,
to.
that's an interesting take, brother. Because so just for clarification, you're saying Rashard Thomas or Thompson,
Mhm,
Cade Cunningham,
mhm,
Jaden Ivey,
mhm,
Jade, like nobody is gonna be that star. And when we say star, because my star is different than your star, I believe. Because like, my
mhm,
stars is like top 10. So when you say star, you
mhm.
talking about all stars or like top
Yeah,
10?
I'm talking about like none of those guys. I don't think any of those guys in Detroit
Yeah, yeah, in Detroit, in Detroit.
can end up a Bradley Bill type of guy. Not in Detroit
Ooh,
because
because
it's
I know
too
you were
many
high.
of
Because
them
you
that
were
do
look,
the same
'cause
thing.
you were high on the Thompson twin, bro. So that's
No,
like
I
a Rose
am.
Bowl
No,
right
I
now. You
am.
know what I'm
No. That's what I'm saying. And like on this current Pistons
saying?
team,
Yeah, yeah,
it
yeah.
ain't enough rock.
Okay.
Because there's too many guys who like you said. I'm gonna pick on Jordan Poole because I live in the DC area. You send Cade Cunningham to Washington,
It's a
give him
little
Jordan
different.
Poole shots. He's a star
It's a little
within its
different.
own right, right?
It's a little different. Yeah.
You send Jaden Ivey um, to like I'll say Oklahoma City because he's undersized.
Yeah.
Or you know what I'm saying? He could come off the bench and be giving you 16, 18 a night. He'd be a star within his talents at his position.
Be
Azure
a solid
Thompson, or not Azure, it's a Men Thompson in Detroit, right? I always get their names
Asar
mixed up.
Thompson's in Detroit. Amin is in Houston.
Okay, there we go. Azure Thompson, so I was right. Or Azar Thompson. He's in Detroit. If those two guys are gone, he got the point guard range. His rookie season could be fucking. It's already fucking phenomenal. He's averaging like 10 and 10 in 6, right? But you put him in the guard spot, he averaging French triple double, right? So I think that the guy who could probably put it together the most in Detroit is Azar Thompson
Okay.
because he can get his points on the defensive end. You don't got to call him to play.
Okay.
He gets some deflections. He get out on a fast break, boom somebody. That's 6 to 8 points a game. Now we're just trying to figure out the other side. Get to the free throw line for 2 to 4. You know what I'm saying? It's like he could be that guy, you know what I'm saying, in 2 years from now where he slows the game down a little bit. He starts to get a better feel for basketball, starts
Yeah.
playing into the scale some more of it. That could be him. But Cade Cunningham, it's not a lot of athleticism to his game. And
I agree with that.
small.
I agree with that. Yeah. Like I know people are trying to compare him to Grant Hill. And I'm like, he don't got that same like, you know what I mean?
Grant,
He not like Grant like that. Nah, he
and
might have
Grant was the first
skill.
man to go left to right.
You said what?
I said, and Grant was the first freak athlete that could go left to right. Like we can't like giving him the Grant tag. That's only because he in Detroit. Grant
Yeah.
Grant was 20, 10, and 5.
I think it's
Not
the height.
25
I think
and
it's
10.
the height and the versatility. Like I think that's what people are trying to give that comparison to. But you know, Grant. I think sometimes we do kind of be a little premature on these comparisons. I get why people say it,
Yeah.
but you might want to make it a little bit better. You know what I mean? Like even if someone tried to say, "Oh, Penny Hardaway," like, nah, brother, let's scale that back a little. Let's scale that back a little bit. All right. But the young teams, they doing pretty poorly. At least the Pistons are. But I want to talk about another young team that's doing pretty well, right? These damn Kings, bro. Like I thought that was gonna pop off. Okay, there we go. Gotta do it right. These Kings, man. What's your projection for the Kings? Because again, just to recap, they were drafting and drafting and drafting. And you can actually say they drafted pretty well because they got De'Aaron Fox and then Halliburton, and then they flipped Halliburton for Sabonis. So I'm like, yeah, you know what? These brothers is doing all
Hey,
right.
don't forget Davion Mitchell. I like that kid.
We're going down the timeline because you got
Okay.
Davion Mitchell, you get Keegan Murray, you keep Harrison Barnes, a quality vet with championship experience. Yes, he messed up at Golden State when he was younger. You don't put too much faith on a UNC alumni. No disrespect to all the great UNC alumni. I'm just saying I'm a Duke fan. You know what I mean? I gotta take a little quick jab at them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, where's JJ Redick?
Huh?
Hmm?
What'd you say?
No, I just said, where's JJ Redick?
JJ Redick is that he went to Duke. He's an analyst now though. You know what I'm saying? Making solid money. You know what I mean?
was asking.
Oh, okay, I thought we were trying to take a little quick jabs because he had about 4-year, 15-year career. He had a solid little time. He had some solid time out there now. But these Kings though, what's your projections for them? Like, last year we got to the first round and lost. Can we get to the finals this year? Is that too much expectations?
Yes.
Oh, okay. No, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so second round then. Second
round.
Okay.
It depends on who they get in the first.
Okay.
I think that Sacramento reminds me of Sacramento of old. Like
I don't know now because that Sacramento team of old did almost beat my Lakers now. Like
but then Kobe had 48. Shut all that shit the fuck down. The thing about that old Sacramento team that this Sacramento team has in common is that they don't have a dynamic wing that can really get at other dynamic wings. Harrison Barnes is a great player, but he's a vet at this stage of his career. Monk is 6'4", 6'5". De'Aaron Fox is 6'1", 6'2". And Sabonis is a big man. So like And Keegan Murray, like, don't get me wrong, I like the kid, right? He can shoot, he can guard a little bit.
Same.
He ain't guarding Bron, KD, Devin Booker. He ain't.
I think he could guard D Book.
No,
6'9" versus like 6'4".
no.
I mean I don't know, no. I think he can guard D Book because besides, like, if you tell me in a 7-game series, Keegan Murray's gonna get chewed up every single game. Nah, I personally wouldn't say that.
I got Devin Booker. I got Devin Booker averaging 29, 5, and 7.
I mean that ain't too damn far off from what the brother usually produced though. Like that's like 4 extra points, baby. But like I hear that too. Like he's not going to get dog walk that series. Like for
But
me,
he's not stopping them.
Keegan's like maybe 3 years away from being maybe 2 to 3 from being like I'd say elite defensive. And you might want to consider him one of the better wings
Sure.
on the contract. But
Well,
right now,
he's a 4. He's a 4, right?
I got him. I got him at the 3 because HB run the 4. You can interchange those two, so they do got that as well to bank on. You don't like him at the 3? Or okay.
I think he I like him at the 4. He's not very fast. He's not very quick laterally. And he also ain't going back at you. Like the thing, remember when Kobe? Because Kobe, they had Doug Christie on his ass. Doug Christie was a great defender at the time. And
Yeah,
but the thing Doug Christie couldn't do was go back at Kobe.
I
Kobe
would
just to go out there and beat Kobe, right? So when you got a team, which I don't think Phoenix is going to go extremely far, right? I just don't. But let's say you see a team like Phoenix, right? You pick whether it's KD or Devin Booker. Either way, it's a bad day for Keegan because he has to go at them on the defensive end. And on the offensive end, they get to stand by him in the corner and rest for the next offensive possession to then go bust his ass again. So it's not, I don't, like Sacramento doesn't have the necessary pieces to really make a deep playoff run in this NBA, especially when you got dynamic wings in the West, right? Like,
See,
I think that I think they'll get to the second round. I think they'll be exciting as a motherfucker. I think but they're getting past who? Like, where they see it right now?
they are. Let's see here. They are number 6 right now.
They're number 6 right now. Right.
Yeah.
Let's say if it all ended today, who they playing?
They would play the 3 seed, which would be I'm pulling up
Denver Nuggets.
They would play the Nuggets, which
6-game series.
I hold you
5 or 6.
I can see that going 6. I would favor the Nuggets, but I do think too the Nuggets aren't as healthy as the Kings too. Like Jamal Murray, that hammy. I want to see how that holds up. That could be an entertaining series. Like that actually could. I would not be surprised.
Jamal Murray goes down. Michael Porter Jr. can shoot as much as he wants. That'd be a really bad series.
So I don't know about that because again we got to bring up Keegan Murray, and the thing about Michael Porter Jr. He's not really aggressive the way I want him to in terms of attacking the basket, right? So he settles a lot. And so someone like Keegan, I already imagine is a good defender. So he can, you know what I'm saying, contest that jump shot. And then in terms of rebounding, well, MPJ does have the advantage of being 6'10" going up against those smaller guards. You don't have that no more against the Kings unless you're talking about Malik Monk and De'Aaron Fox. But that's what Jamal Murray and KCP. So for me, I think some of MPJ's advantages that he gets is taken away when you go up against the Kings. Like Aaron Gordon, I think, has a better advantage because he's more athletic than Harrison Barnes and Keegan Murray. So you can get away with some things with AG, but not MPJ per se. You think
MPJ is also he's a sharpshooter, a high up, a shot above his head. Keegan Murray 6'9", 6'8". So he's got a height advantage on him there. We also have Nikola Jokic down there somewhere setting up your shot. You're going to have to send a double team to get you 50, 15, and because Sabonis ain't stopping him.
Sabonis is not stopping him, yeah.
Aaron Gordon. He'll be Aaron Gordon. He'll have his 12 points, 5 rebounds a night, right? 2, 3 assists.
Mm.
I don't see Sac being able to beat them. I think they could beat. I could think they could beat LA. No disrespect to y'all, right? But
I can
currently
see that.
constructed, I think they could beat LA. I don't think they can beat Dallas. I don't think they can beat Minnesota. Like it depends on who they match up with.
I
You know what
give
I'm
you
saying?
that. I hear that too. I it's like I don't want to say finals either. I don't think it's egregious to think it. I
I think
think
it's
it's very
second round.
premature though. You know what I'm saying? Like I can
I
see
think
second round exit.
I think Western
Game
Conference
three.
Finals. I think Western Conference Finals would be like slightly overachieving, but like it's a
Yeah,
reasonable thing you could say they can do.
it's a reasonable step. It's a reasonable. I
But
think that's a solid
realistically, second round it out.
Yeah, because they could snap. Because I think they have a really good NBA duo in Sabonis
Absolutely.
and De'Aaron Fox. And again, De'Aaron Fox was called Mr. Clutch just last season. I think the
Yeah.
brother could have an MVP season. And with that being, you know what I'm saying, they got the spacing as well. They can take some teams out. And I think you could do a not I do what Portland did and get into that Western Conference Finals. I don't think anybody really said, "Hey, Portland's going to get the job done," but they got there cool. And I think it'd be even more like I guess understandable seeing the Kings get there than Portland. So I do hear you on
Yeah.
that. Okay, so okay, so I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that then. So look,
Hey, can I just know something? Show. I want you guys to know we apologize because normally we argue a lot more than this.
oh yeah,
So
no, it's very
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I'm glad this has been cordial. We've been agreeing a little too much. Let's find something that'll piss each other off, right? What's going on? No, I'm messing with you. Go ahead.
What happens when we get on camera? Yeah, we get on camera, and I think something happens, bro.
Yeah, you gotta
I
do you get like this
yeah,
right here.
yeah,
You feel
yeah,
me?
yeah.
Tighten up. Go ahead.
Hey, so look, so look. Now, I think we've been talking about very rational things, right, over the episode. So we get to the fun part. We get to the fun part. We're gonna make it quick. We're gonna make it quick. Give me a bold prediction, my boy, for the NBA. Talk. I don't care if you want to say, you know what, Sengun is about to replace Jokic as the best big man in the game. That's right. I said it. I don't believe it, but I just said it though.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay. Shit.
nah, now look, that's really not gonna age well, especially after that Pokemon evolution thing where they showed when he
Yeah,
was like, but that's the
that's
but
gonna be bad.
that's the energy you can give if you want. I'm just giving you clarification, but floor is yours. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me get you on the soapbox.
I'll get so bold prediction. I think one bold prediction. I want Shea Gilgeous-Alexander MVP. I think he's averaging the numbers. Hopefully, they weigh rebounds a little bit less this year because the last 10 seasons only 3 MVPs have had less than 7 per game. So you know what I'm saying. Let's say they care a little less about boards, a little more about assisting, team production, and scoring. Shea could get an MVP. And Philadelphia, by the grace and glory of God, getting to the Western Conference Finals, maybe even the NBA Finals. You know what I'm saying? As long as we stay healthy and other people, maybe probably don't. Maybe I'll say those are my 2 bold-ish predictions.
Just to make sure, you said repeat those one more time for me. I need to hear that one more again.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander MVP.
Okay.
And then because I'm a Philadelphia Sixer fan, not because I think it's reasonable. Philadelphia 76ers to the finals versus the Nuggets. I would love to see that.
Oh, that's crazy, bro. I just talked with somebody about that. I wanted to see that last year for the finals. I wanted to also have you regurgitate that just because I agree. Like I think that actually could happen. I told you that last year. He called me stupid. I just wanted to make sure I was on screen when
I was correct.
He still thinks that.
But like correct.
Again,
I was correct.
Oh,
because they did not go to the finals.
Well, no, they did not go to the finals. But they had a reasonable shot. That's what
they did not.
Game 7 is not a reasonable shot.
bro. When we had this conversation, I said, right, very simple. Let me move some shit around on my desk before I start breaking. Right? When we had this conversation before that finals, I said James Harden and Joel Embiid are two of the worst playoff performance stars in the NBA. If it come down to it, we ain't gonna get there. And it came down to it in a game 7. And in that game 7, Joel Embiid and James Harden combined for 24 points total. 9 for James, 15 for Joe. Jaylen Brown had 25 as the second option, the second man. You know what the other nigga had. 51 of them things. Steph Curry set a record, I think, the night before with 50. Jaylen Brown said, I'm going to throw a free throw on that. 51 of them things, dog. So I told you before that we don't have a shot in hell of getting to that finals because we got James Harden and Joel Embiid on that team. This year, because we traded James and got ridiculous amounts of wing depth, some of them are a little older, right? You got Tyrese Maxey averaging 25, 5, and 7, right? As our one. You got Pat coming off the bench. You still got DeAnthony Melton on the squad. Kelly Oubre come back healthy. You got guys like Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan that are in the wind right now. We don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
Kenyon Martin Jr. on the squad. I can't wait to see how we really use him throughout the season. Paul Reed, your small ball 5/4 with Joe, right? Toby, your 3-4. Like we have a much better team than we did last year.
Yeah.
Far better team. And all of them play basketball. James Harden's a great hooper.
Yeah.
These guys play basketball. You know what I'm saying? Ball movement, good cuts, great screening. You know what I'm saying? Good play actions, knowing how to read defense, knowing how to play some fucking defense, right? So I think that this season we have a more reasonable shot. The problem is Boston got a 2K Rec 5 out squad over there. Everybody shoot 40% from 3, and they 7'3". You know what I'm saying?
They got to be healthy too, though. They got to be healthy too now. KP been out.
Just stop saying never healthy. But I'm saying they still, if they healthy, that's disgusting. And then the Milwaukee Bucks, they ain't even figured it out yet. And they 15-7.
And I'm about to say they number 2.
They don't know what they're doing yet, and they're second in the East.
Yeah.
So it's like we're closer than we were last year.
Mm-hmm.
I think in addition of a guy like DeMar DeRozan or Zach, right? But more so DeMar because he's older, he's got a little bit more clutch factor to him. Zach's just more of a better shooter. Yeah, we don't have to give as much, but Zach's just a better shooter, more of an athlete. So I think DeMar is better towards winning, especially on a team like ours. You pick up a guy like that, we got some reasonable chances to be able to get there. But yeah, I would love to see, King Kong versus Godzilla. I would in the finals. I'm gonna go see that movie.
No, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. One, you might be a little disappointed at me, but I've never seen Godzilla. I want to say maybe and King Kong as well. It's crazy. Yeah, I'm right. Yeah, I got you. I will say this. Look, I'm trying to do a movie and TV channel though. So I'm throwing it on the to-do list. You know what I'm saying? I be watching movies to analyze them, not and Kong and King Kong and you know what I'm saying. I won't really. I just watched The Godfather like this year, so you know what I'm saying. Give me some time. Give me some time. Give me some time.
Ain't no way.
I done sat up and almost forgot my daggone point now. That's.
I done had to unleash the ball head. You talking on some bullshit, man. What you mean, dog?
Not the one. That's crazy.
Ain't no way, bro. You just seen Godfather?
I won't big on it.
7, bro.
I won't big on it. Like me, I was into like cartoons, dog. Like that was my thing. That was always been my thing. Or if it's funny, you know what I'm saying? Like I like action movies. I love action movies. I just never saw The Godfather for whatever reason. Like everybody was big on Jurassic Park. Yeah, okay,
that's Jurassic Park. I get to you. That ain't really my speed.
You know what I'm saying? Some stuff just
But
flew over the radar.
God,
But I'm gonna try to watch it though. I'm gonna try to watch it. Your Godfather was a little tough. Everybody I told that to was like, wait, what? You know what I'm saying? Like the way Russ be like everyone gives me that face.
it's a classic.
Yeah, very much so, very much. I can't be mad. I slander people if they say you haven't watched Friday or something like that. So I get it. You know, I can't be mad. You know,
Yeah.
but
Like,
um,
and I say this as a black man on the show speaking to another black man. I think it's crazier as a black man to not see Godfather than Friday, knowing that that's a black movie.
I
Just
don't know
from the
about that
simple
one.
fact that Godfather was something different, dog.
I don't know. See,
You got to watch white on white crime and see what it actually looked like, dog. This was different. Hey man, cut that out. Cut that out. Cut that out.
So
That ain't for the viewer.
let me ask you this then.
What's up?
Godfather or American Gangster? Which one do you like better?
Mm.
'Cause me, I say American Gangster.
You talking about Zell?
Like I'm like Denzel, you know what I'm talking
I'm
about?
gonna
Like
keep it full rack with you, bro. And I say this with all the love in my heart. Godfather. I put
I can't.
like,
I
and I
love
say,
Godfather.
look, I loved American Gangster, but there's a certain class of movies, Godfather, Scarface, nothing is messing with those movies. And
Look,
you ain't seen Scarface.
I've seen Scarface. I've seen Scarface. I've seen it. But hey, look, I ain't gonna hold you because I don't like lying. It was this year as well. So it was new. I saw it though. Look, at least ladies and gentlemen, I didn't have to tell that, but just know you want to at least be honest. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, because we it's a nice little tangent because I was trying to say Jokic and Embiid, and I'm still trying to figure out how we got to Scarface at versus American Gangster. I'm trying to. I got and this part's gonna be funny to watch back. I'm trying to tell you, but I do want to see though the big men battle in the finals. I would like to see that. That is a
Yeah, let me fix my face, man. My fault. Oh shit. My fault.
I'm crying.
That
Really hit. That really hit. I apologize. I did not know that was gonna be like that. That's me. That's me. That's me. But that's the bold prediction and apparently a bold statement by myself. So let's go with. I guess we kind of just hit this part with the finals wish list. The battle of the bigs. You know, I'm talking about Jokic versus Embiid, the reigning MVPs, and honestly, they could be perceived as the best players in the game of basketball. Like, if you want to say Joel Embiid is the best, hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. If you want to say that, there's an argument to be made. If you want to disagree with it, I hear you. He's not my best player, for clarification. The brother is in my top 5, though. But I think that would be a nice little battle to go up
I
against.
think
You want to see Giannis in there too, like.
I want to see them battle it out specifically because I'm a Philadelphia Sixers fan. Like
Not the big men, like
no,
because I don't think centers get any love.
I think centers get the last 5 MVPs were 4s and 5s.
But is that centers or is that international? Like, cause like these boys are a little bit different. Like today, like nowadays, centers kind of have to do everything essentially. You gotta be able to shoot. You gotta be able to pass. You gotta be like, if not, oh, you're not Jokic. Oh, you're not this. Oh, you're not. You know what I'm saying? Like
Joel Embiid, Jokic, Giannis. That's the last 5 MVPs. My fault. We get my hand in the camera. All 5 of them are 7 foot tall.
Yeah.
Like I hear you on big men don't get no love. The last 10 MVPs, only 3 of them were allowed to average less than 7 boards. Only 3 of them were shorter than 6'8". I don't want to hear that shit. Now, do I think? Now, when I'm talking about the best players in ball,
yeah,
I don't got Joe in my top 5. I got Jokic, of course, because he he won the championship. That's kind of like that default.
I
That
give you that.
default pass rule,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
I'm
saying?
not mad at that. I'm not mad at that.
But if I had a name, I just off the top of my head, 5 players that I think are better basketball players right now.
Mm.
I'm going Shea and um, Giannis. That brings you to 4 right there. Who's my 5th?
He's a Shea, Ant, Giannis. We had 3. We had 3. Shea, Ant, Giannis.
But Jokic is by default.
Oh, Jokic. Yeah, we got Jokic.
Yeah, Jokic is in there by default.
You go JT?
Got to. Thank you for that name because I was losing it.
So how about you? So you don't
also
have
got
Steph
Curry.
I'm about to say Steph, KD.
No, I'm running names off the top of my head.
Okay. I
ain't gonna lie. I picked those first 2 because I knew those first 2 were 2 that I know people wouldn't think, so I had to remember those. Because I'm definitely, I think that Shea and Edwards both better basketball players than Joel Embiid right now.
So
it
was interesting, right?
Luka as well.
When you said it, I was about to say, whoa. And then I thought about it. Because there's a difference between being more dominant and being better basketball players too. So, I mean, I think for the first time I was actually kind of impressed when I watched Joel Embiid because he looked like he was moving slow. Now, brother still keep falling on the ground like y'all was talking about, right? I'm like, all right, cool. That is fair. Damn, Joe, like, making me look bad, champ. Like, stop falling so much, bro. But he at least slowed the game down, started backing down, and like controlled the offense. And I was like, you know what? I like this. And then I also thought the same thing too about Anthony Edwards. Like Shea Gilgeous, they're starting to emerge right now at a younger age. So I do hear you. It was almost like when I was saying KD is a better basketball player than Braun. Braun was a better athlete. But if you, I was going on that. See what I'm saying? Like, he's more dominant. He's able to be viewed as better. But if you talk about skill perspective, I don't know
about that one. Like, I think that I think KD is the more skilled basketball player.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like he's more dominant. KD's more skilled.
Okay.
Yeah, you get that now with Ant. You get that with Shea. They're more skilled. Joel Embiid's more dominant. So that's why. So when you say better basketball player, I get that.
Yeah. And that's why one of my wish list, because this is my wish list. When my bold predictions were my wish list for real. Because I want Shea to win an MVP because when we look at a lot of the MVPs of old, like, and we look at some of the greatest players in the NBA right now, why the hell hasn't Paul George gotten one? Right? Like a guy
He came close. He came close.
He did come close. He didn't win it. But why hasn't Paul George gotten one? Even with, like, if we go back, D Wade ain't got one. Kobe only has one. Right? Yeah. And
he only has one.
A lot of times, like, the MVP is based off of, it's a narrative to it. The type of team, the type of offense, blah, blah, blah. Right now, rebounds are worth everything in the NBA. Like folks looking at Nikola Jokic, like if Nikola Jokic was averaging 26 and 11 straight up, hold on. If Nikola Jokic was averaging 26 and 11 straight up, he would not have won an MVP. And I can tell you that because Trae Young averaged 26 and 11 down there in Atlanta. And he won in the conversation.
Do you think it's not necessarily the rebounds, but it's for so long we've seen people do only 2 of the columns in double digits. And now we're seeing people start to hit multiple columns like, if you're not averaging a triple double, you're not doing it well. Or if you're
Russell Westbrook averaged a triple double for 4 seasons, got 1 MVP. So we like it depends on what they want. Right now it's a big man's league. And it's not even a big man's league because there's only 4 great big men in it. 5, right? Maybe 5. Right. And then you got like the young guys trying to get in there to sink rooms. But it's really Joe, Jokic, Cat, AD, Sabonis. Those are the 5.
Do we give out of curiosity? Because I actually like this guy, Turner. We give Turner any love? No.
Sadly, him and Jaren Jackson are also like in that young, like trying to figure it out because they just on their teams they don't. like they play well for their teams, but they don't mean enough to their team's success.
Okay. Oh, yeah,
Um,
you say you. To be fair, you did say great big. Do you give Bam Adebayo any love, even though he's undersized? He plays the 5 for his team.
I think Bam Adebayo should be a small forward or power forward, but really I want Bam at the three because I'm a
Three,
psychopath.
three is
I want
is
Bam at
kind
the
of
three.
crazy. I
I
would
want him
love
at
him
the
at the
three.
4.
Do
I
you
would love that.
understand the Bam Antetokounmpo that could come out in Miami if they ran that boy against smaller defenders? You give him a real 5?
I don't know if he like if I got him
Put
at
him
the
at
3,
the
I need him shooting the 3 ball a lot better, and I don't trust him at the 3 point. I like
I
him
don't
in the
care if
mid
he can shoot.
range. Like I like this is me. I
Julius
like my.
Randle can really shoot the three like that.
You said
Like
what?
we acting like 3-point shooting is a thing that every small forward got to be able to do well. To be a star three, bro. Bam Adebayo could be a 2008, 2009 great small forward in terms of I catch it on this free throw line extended. Nobody knows what to do from here. You put a big man on me, I'm facing up. You put a little man on me, I'm backing down. You
I
give me
hear
a
that.
high screen and roll with a guard, I'm taking that little dude. You
Nice.
give him to me with a big, I'm pulling up. He got the game for it.
So then, if I'm gonna do that, my big is gonna have
But
to
I
be
do
like
have
I
one
gotta have that
project on
balance somewhere.
him. But
I gotta have that balance somewhere. So if I got him, maybe they could use Jovic then, move Bam down to the 3, bring in a 4, and you can make something shake that way. Because they got the personnel. Well, no, but they got Jimmy too. That's gonna be the thing. So you would replace Jimmy with Bam.
I put Jimmy at the 2. Like, well, that's
Jimmy,
the thing. Bam with Jimmy probably Jimmy probably gonna have to stay the 3. Bam gonna have to stay the 4. But like, shit. I have like if I'm able to be myself
mm,
for real. We talking about we in a finals matchup or something like that.
yeah,
I'm putting a lineup out there with Tyler Hero, Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo. Put any 4 and 5
any 4 and 5. So
because
Kevin
really
Love
in
and
there to
Joe
look pretty.
out.
Man, I put K Love with his old ass because he can hit a 3
That's
at the
it. K
4
Love
or
and
the
Joe.
5 because he's slow, and then just give me an athlete, somebody that can just jump high.
Okay.
That lineup right there, because we acting like LA didn't win with a big ass lineup. When y'all
Yeah.
won, that's because y'all had AD and Dwight Howard on the court.
But see, the issue though is K Love really about 6'7". Like y'all don't got the same bruisers that we would. Like K Love wouldn't be that bruiser. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like
that's what I'm
he at
saying.
least, yeah. So y'all would have to. But even though y'all would have
Whatever.
to be
I'm
like
not a Miami Heat fan.
oh no, yeah, no, yeah. We just talked. I said we when I was talking about the Kings earlier. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Facts.
you know what I'm saying. So like, yeah,
You're
I
right.
do like the Kings. I'm a Lakers fan. But okay, so you want them to focus more so on the rebounding, on the big man, on
Yeah,
the
on the
assist.
size,
You got
man.
all the skill, which I do hear you on that too. Jimmy is the playmaker, so you could run him through the one as the one. Let Tyler come off the screens. I'm curious. I need to see a little bit more shooting. I know you know me. I like to have some balance. I like to have some
Yeah.
shooting. But at the same time, I think defensively though, it could work out. I just want to see
Defensively,
how
Bam
it
can
out.
guard 1 through 5. Bam
No,
is
he
one of
can.
like
That's why I say
yeah.
defensively it can work out. Because you can have someone like Jovic play help side. You know what I'm saying? Because he's lanky. He's 6'11", I think. So that and he also stretches the floor on the offensive end. So it could work out too. Interesting.
Then
Okay.
I just need me Nick Claxton, JaVale McGee, uh,
Hey, if they want to wait,
Jared
Jackson
Allen.
could be available.
You said who?
Jackson Hayes could be available if y'all want to wait a little bit. Like,
I
because
mean, shit.
we might not be
Give me
getting
a Jackson
but
Hayes. Like on that Miami team, bro, you give me a big just shot blocking motherfucker down there in the paint. My finishing lineup is Tyler, Jimmy, Bam. We plug Jovic at the 4, big man. Or we move that down 1 slot. Tyler, my 2, Jimmy, my 3, Bam, my 4, big at the 5. Plug me a point guard that can dribble it up the court.
Okay. That's not a bad little lineup. It's not a bad little
Or
lineup.
we go Tyler Duncan 1-2. But that depends on who you're playing. Because if you got a dynamic 2 guard, then You can't
I
have
can't
both.
I can't have K Love and Duncan in the same on the
Yeah,
same knob. And
that's what
Tyler.
I'm saying. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, you
I
can't do
feel that.
that. There's too many liabilities.
Facts.
But you know what I'm saying. It depends on who you play. But yeah, bro, I want Bam in a smaller spot. But to get back on topic, under the circumstances, Bam is one of those great bigs. I
Mhm.
don't got him in the top 5 because of what bigs are supposed to be.
Yeah.
And when I say
Okay.
bigs, I'm talking just centers right now. Like
Yeah.
Bam is a 4. He just plays the 5.
That's why I said because he's listed as a 5, do you throw him in
Yeah.
there? But okay, I got you. I
I
got you
mean,
there.
but if anything, I could throw Giannis in there too if we were talking about that, right?
Yeah, I
Um,
was gonna ask that earlier because KP could be considered a center as well. He actually has been playing center the last couple seasons. He technically was
yeah,
drafted to be center. So
first
okay,
off,
okay. Hey, bro, you know what I'm realizing?
yeah, what you
NBA
realizing?
GMs might want to hire us as consultants. I'm just
Oh,
saying.
absolutely.
I feel like we just kind of helped extend the Heat um, team. Like, because at one point in time, I told you, we could have a conversation that maybe it could be time to talk about trading or at least hearing offers for Jimmy Butler. So,
Mhm.
but maybe they might want to listen to this
Which I
to
still
keep.
agree with, though, to some degree.
I do still. I'm not mad. Like the right
I
offer
think,
comes around. Hey,
yeah, I think if the right offer comes around and it includes um, a shooting for a big man and a decent guard and some picks, I'll trade Jimmy Butler because then you got Tyler Hero and you got Bam at the 3 or the 4, and you
yeah,
got real big men down there. He's great at what he has to do.
mhm.
But if I want to really get everything I can get out of a player like Bam Adebayo, he's not. He could be what Julius Randle is, but more
Yeah.
athletic.
I was about to say. I think he. I think Randall has always been stronger, more aggressive, quote unquote.
But he should.
Bam, Bam's been the better defender. Like that's just been the perception, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is, I think Bam is going to have a little bit more longevity because he's at
Yeah.
least evolving on the offensive end. Julius Randle did too. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to take nothing away from Julius, but because of that defensive tenacity that
Well,
Bam does bring, like
it's the difference between 6'7" and 6'9".
yeah,
Julius like 6'7" and
you're
he's stocky, but
Mhm.
Bam 6'9" and lanky is all like he's literally. I think he's the same dimensions as Dwight Howard with a handle bag and a jumper.
And less
Like
athleticism. That's the thing. I always thought he was between Ben Wallace and Dwight Howard, not on the same level defensively, but from
mm,
that, like he's not a big like that, but he gonna end up playing center. Like that's
yeah,
just what it is. So I mean, he gonna have to guard those boys. So I mean, hey, I ain't mad at him. So but I'm about to say, Jordan, that about does it for the show, though, my boy. Because I mean, we done hit we done hit the talking points.
yeah,
Um,
just about.
yeah, about to say, ladies and gentlemen, y'all will see Jordan back on eventually. And if y'all haven't noticed by now, and if y'all didn't pay attention earlier, he was on a couple of the other episodes as well. So you might want to go back and listen to a couple of them. So they was pretty good, actually, I got to say. But Jordan, do you have anything you want to say before we close up shop, my boy?
Yeah, man. Uh, Philly, go find somebody out there in Chicago because we need them. Media, stop voting for big man because they can rebound. Go look at you a couple of guards. See if Luca, you know what I'm saying? Go watch Luca and some Shea when you putting in the MVP ballots. Tyrese Maxey for MIP. That's all I got.
So I'm gonna agree with you on the Tyrese Maxey one because that was my prediction, and I'm hoping he proves me right.
I said what I
Uh,
said.
you know what I'm saying? Uh, yeah, I ain't mad at that. I also said Shea could possibly win MVP, so he's proven me right. I'm thankful of these boys here. But now I'm also thankful for you, my boy, for taking the time to actually carve out hours to change of your day to just,
No
talk
sure.
a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I greatly appreciate that because you could have been doing anything else. So, but ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I hope you all enjoyed the conversation. Please like, subscribe, comment, tell anyone about the show. And if you feel so kindly, you can go follow Jordan as well on his IG accounts, whatever case you want to. Hey, I'm just trying to have my
Hey,
boys
I
eat.
appreciate
You
it.
know what I'm saying? Like maybe they
Appreciate
think you might need to be a promoter for Nike. Maybe they see you with the hat. Hey, just do it,
it.
yeah.
Man, you're
Just
right, bro. They ain't paying me no money. Put that joint on.
so pay him some money, Nike. That's all we saying. Just do it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. But now, ladies and gentlemen, hope you all having a good one. And take care.
Oh, I did not know you guys were still here. As you can see, we're at the back end of the show. No pun intended, but look, hope you all enjoyed it. And before you go, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow the IG account, share the content to anybody who's anybody. And most importantly, leave your thoughts and comments below. But I gotta go back and play Buddy in 2K, so let me unmute him real quick. Excuse me. Hey, boss, I'm back. Nah, you better catch this word. You know we get buckets around here, too.